Good morning everyone. In this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. And the name of this channel is GKToday YouTube. Now we have started a new channel, Civils Academy. So if you find it relevant, you can subscribe to it. Now let's start. Which country is named the President of United Nations Security Council for August 2021? So India has been named the President of UNSC for 2021 August month. Now recently UNSC was in news because of elections. So 5 non-permanent members were elected and India is one of them. Rest of the countries are Norway, Ireland, Mexico and Kenya. Now India along with various other countries are demanding expansion of permanent membership of United Nations Security Council, and this group is known as G4. And there is a group that is opposing this demand, and this group is Coffee Club or United for Consensus. Now recently United Nations was also in news as UNGA is United Nations General Assembly, and recently Volkan Bozkır was elected as the President of UNGA. He is from Turkey and he is the first Turkish to head United Nations General Assembly. So India is going to be the President of UNSC for August 2021, and Tunisia will be the President of United Nations Security Council in January 2021, and then it will be followed by members based on the name. Which institution has been selected as the implementation agency for PM Swanidhi scheme? So recently for this purpose, Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs signed agreement with SIDBI. SIDBI stands for Small Industries Development Bank of India. What is PM Swanidhi? It is Prime Minister Street Vendors Atmanirbhar Nidhi. So this is a scheme for street vendors. The nodal ministry is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, and nodal implementing authority is SIDBI. Which technology company has acquired the Swedish mapping technology company Mapillary? So it was acquired by Facebook. This Mapillary is a Swedish company, and this Mapillary crowd shows the images and collect pictures contributed from the smartphones and other type of cameras, and this has been acquired by Facebook. Now recently Facebook was in news as WhatsApp is the entity of Facebook, and recently WhatsApp launched WhatsApp Pay in Brazil. So Brazil is the first country where this feature was launched. Facebook was also in news because of Jiffy. Facebook was also in news because of Catchup. So this Catchup is a calling application by Facebook. Facebook was also in news because of its 9.9% stakes in Reliance Jio. Which company has become India's first $150 billion company and also became the net debt-free recently? So this company is Reliance Industries, and it became the first company in our country to be valued at $150 billion. So in rupee terms, it became the first company to be valued at over rupee 11 lakh crores. It is important to note that Reliance was also in news as recently it announced that it became the net debt-free company. Who has become the first Indian to participate in the Chessable Masters tournament? So he is P. Harikrishna. He is the first Indian to participate in this Chessable Masters tournament, and it is a 12-player tournament, and the field has been divided into 2 groups of 6 players each. As per the Global Status Report on Preventing Violence Against Children, what is the percentage of countries which enforce laws to protect the minors? So recently this report has been launched by WHO in association with UNICEF and UNESCO. And as per this report, nearly 88% of the countries have laws to protect the minors, but only 47% enforce them strictly. So merely law is not enough. The implementation is a serious issue, and most of the countries do not implement it properly. Now every year, International Day of Innocent Children Victims of Aggression is observed on 4th of June. Apart from that, World Day Against Child Labor is on 12th of June, and recently UP government, that is Uttar Pradesh government, started a scheme for child laborers, and as per this scheme, government will provide educational opportunities to such children, and the name of the scheme is Bal Shramik Vidya Yojana. So this is a scheme by Uttar Pradesh government. What is the name of economist and founder of Center for Economic and Social Studies who passed away recently? So his name was BPR Vitthal Baru, and he passed away recently. He was the member of 10th Finance Commission. Finance Commission is a constitutional body and it is constituted by the President of India as per the provisions of Article 280. Finance Commission is constituted every 5 years. So BPR Vitthal Baru established Center for Economic and Social Studies in Hyderabad, which agency of United Nations releases the report titled Annual Report on Displacement. So it is a report by UNHCR, that is United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. So this is a global trends report. That means this report highlights the trends in migration and displacement. And every year on 20th of June, this World Refugee Day is observed. And the theme of this year's World Refugee Day was Every Action Counts. What is UNHCR? It is United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. The Finance Ministry has called for the advisors for the process of IPO of which organization? IPO stands for Initial Public Offering. So this organization is LIC. LIC stands for Life Insurance Corporation. So Government of India proposed to appoint 2 advisors for assisting DIPAM in preparing the IPO of LIC. What is DIPAM? It is Department of Investment and Public Asset Management, and this DIPAM is under Finance Ministry. So this department is related to investment and disinvestment. So this IPO of LIC is expected to be the largest IPO ever in our country. Which Union Ministry is to conduct a special session titled Bharat, a Cultural Treasure, to mark the International Yoga Day. So this was Ministry of Tourism. Every year on 21st of June, International Yoga Day is celebrated, and this 1 week celebration started from 15th of June, and this was organized by Ministry of Tourism. And the theme of this year's International Yoga Day was Yoga at Home and Yoga with Family. Which institution has developed affordable diagnostic kits called VTM kits? VTM stands for Viral Transport Media. So these kits have been developed by IIT Guwahati. So what is VTM? It is Viral Transport Media. So this has 2 transport media for collecting swabs. Which fintech company has partnered with e-commerce firms including Flipkart to promote digital ecosystem? So for this purpose, Mobikwik partnered with various e-commerce companies including Flipkart, Snapdeal to promote the digital ecosystem in our country. And it has introduced a new product for its partners, and it is Mobikwik Billa stack. So now with the help of this particular product, the users of these e-commerce platforms can pay utility bills through their application. What are utility bills? These are bills of electricity, TV, mobile recharge. All these are utility bills. Satyabhama portal, which was in news, aims to promote research and development in which sector? So recently this was launched, and this is for coal sector. What is Satyabhama? It is Science and Technology Yojana for Atmanirbhar Bharat in mining advancement, and this portal has been launched for the Science and Technology Program scheme of Ministry of Mines, and this has been designed and implemented by NIC, that is National Informatics Center. It is under Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology. Now this NIC was also in news because of Arogya Setu. So the Satyabhama portal has been developed to promote research and development in mining and minerals sector. Now recently the government approved the commercial mining of 41 coal blocks. And what is the meaning of commercial mining? It means that private sector players are allowed in coal mining without any end use restriction. Which special day is observed every year on 19th of June, which is associated with genetic illness? So this day is Sickle Cell Day, and it is observed on 19th of June. Now 19th of June is also observed as International Day for Elimination of Sexual Violence in Conflict. 19th of June is also celebrated as Reading Day in our country, as it is the death anniversary of P.N. Panikkar, and he was the father of library movement in Kerala. What is Swift J1818.01607, which was in news recently? So this is a neutron star, and recently a team of astronomers at NASA and ESA have discovered a neutron star named Swift. What is NASA? It is the space agency of USA. NASA stands for National Aeronautics and Space Administration. What is ESA? It is European Space Agency. Quantum communication satellite MCQs, which was in news recently, was launched by which country? So this is a satellite by China, and it was launched in 2016, and it is world's first quantum communication satellite. Now, why it was in news recently? It was in news because it sent particles of light to Earth to establish the communication link. Now, in this context, please read about quantum internet. The Kodu Manal excavation that has revealed the belief of afterlife in megalithic culture is carried out in which Indian state or union territory? So, it is related to Tamil Nadu. And the State Department of Archaeology team led this excavation in Kodu Manal in Tamil Nadu. Now, we have state level archaeological team, and at national level we have ASI, that is Archaeological Survey of India. Recently ASI was in news as V. Vidyavati became the new DG of ASI. What is DG? It is Director General. So ASI was founded in 1861, and the parent organization of ASI is Ministry of Culture. The headquarters of ASI is in New Delhi. On which day the International Day for the Elimination of Sexual Violence in Conflict is observed? So it is observed on 19th of June. We have already covered this question. Who is the head of panel constituted by the Renewable Energy Ministry to attract investment in the sector? So recently the MNRE, that is Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, set up a PDC. What is PDC? It is Project Development Cell, and this PDC has been set up to attract the investment in the renewable energy sector, and this is to be headed by Amitesh Kumar Sinha. He is the Joint Secretary of MNRE. What is MNRE? It is Ministry of New and Renewable Energy. Which union ministry has organized a webinar titled National Sickle Cell Conclave? So this was organized by Ministry of Tribal Affairs. So Ministry of Tribal Affairs organized this in association with FICCI. Now please note that usually if you do not know the exact answer, most probably you are going to select Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So you should remember these exceptions properly. Now we are going to cover important news. Please note that only some news events will be covered in question answer format. So feel free to skip it at your own risk. One more important point is that if you think some other channel has covered this information in question answer format, please follow that. So the first news is related to Central Vista project. Now, what is the Central Vista project? It is a project related to the construction of new parliament building. Why this was in news? Because a petition was filed in Supreme Court to stay the work on this Central Vista project. However, Supreme Court refused to issue a stay order. So the Central Vista project is related to construction of a new parliament building, and it is a 20,000 crores project. Next is CSB, that is Civil Services Board. So recently it was in news because Punjab government decided to constitute the CSB, and as per this, the board, that means this Civil Services Board, will be responsible for the transfer and posting of IAS officers in the state. So this will help in getting rid of political interference in the transfer and posting of IAS officers. It is important to note that in 2013, Supreme Court had directed the central and state government to set up Civil Services Board to consider the transfer and postings of bureaucrats. The CSB is to be headed by Chief Secretary of State. So at state level we have Chief Secretary, at central level we have Cabinet Secretary. Present Cabinet Secretary is Rajiv Gaba. Next is NGO Darwin. So recently it was in news because Ministry of Mines recently launched Satyabhama. We have already covered this Satyabhama. So this portal has been designed and developed by NIC, and this portal is now integrated with NGO Darwin. So NGO Darwin portal is a initiative of Niti Aayog. What is the purpose of this portal? It is a platform that provides a space for the interaction between NGO, that is non-governmental organization, and between government. So NGO Darwin is an initiative of Niti Aayog. It was in news because it has been integrated with Satyabhama portal. What is Satyabhama? It has been designed and developed for the encouragement of science and technology in the field of coal mining. Next is ElUS for COVID-19. So what is ElUS? It is lung ultrasound. So recently IIT Palakkad has developed this automated ElUS, that is lung ultrasound system, for screening and monitoring through cloud-based image. So this system is going to be helpful for the remote areas where advanced medical infrastructure is not available. Next is DACA, that is Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. So this is an immigration policy of USA, and recently it was in news because the Supreme Court of USA intervened in the Trump's plan to end this policy. Now this is an American immigration policy which was started by Obama administration in 2012. So as per this policy, those individuals who entered in USA illegally as minors may receive a 2-year period of deferred action. Deferred action means the action will not be taken right now. That means they will not be deported right now, and they will be given a time period of 2 years, and they can work in USA till that time. So this is a temporary permit to study and work, and this is for those minors who entered in USA illegally. Such people who enter USA illegally are known as dreamers as per this DACA. Next is International Horseshoe Crab Day. So IUCN decided to observe first ever International Crab Day on 20th of June. What is IUCN? It is International Union for Conservation of Nature. So this was decided to spread awareness about horseshoe crab. So 21st of June is celebrated as International Yoga Day. 21st of June is also celebrated as World Hydrography Day. 21st of June is also celebrated as Music Day, as well as it is also celebrated as World Motorcycle Day. Next event is Favparavir, or it is India's first oral vaccine for moderate COVID-19 cases. Recently it was in news because it got approval. Favparavir is an antiviral drug that was first approved in Japan, and Indian version is known as Faviflu. Next is also related to a medicine for COVID-19, and it is remdesivir. So recently DCGI, that is Drug Controller General of India, gave approval to 2 companies, Cipla and Hetero, for this antiviral drug remdesivir, and this is only for restricted emergency use on the COVID-19 patients with moderate disease. So both these are for moderate cases of COVID-19. Next is Sanchor. So this is a place in Rajasthan in Jalore district. Why this place was in news? Because a meteorite like object fell from the sky recently, and that is why this place was in news. Next is complete ban on online classes for pre-primary and primary classes. So this decision was taken by Madhya Pradesh government. Next is related to IAEA, that is International Atomic Energy Agency. Its headquarters is in Vienna in Austria. Recently, it passed a resolution against Iran for its nuclear program. In the context of Iran, there is a JCPOA, that is Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action. It is informally known as Iran Nuclear Deal, and months ago, USA decided to quit this deal. Now, because of sanctions on Iran, Iran was not able to continue trade. So, in order to continue trade with Iran, European countries established INSTEX. Answer in comment box what is the objective of this INSTEX and where is the headquarters of this INSTEX. Next is related to PMC Bank. So recently, RBI doubled the withdrawal limit to 1 lakh, and RBI extended restrictions on this bank by 6 months. Next is Legend of Suheldev. So this is a book which has been announced by Amish Tripathi, and recently it was announced, that's why it was in news. So the full name is Legend of Suheldev, the King Who Saved India. Next is related to Periyar Tiger Reserve. So why this Tiger Reserve was in news? Because NGT, that is National Green Tribunal, appointed a committee to inspect because a playground was built without any permission in this Tiger Reserve. So that's why NGT, that is National Green Tribunal, set up a committee to examine the issue. Now, Answer in comment box whether NGT is a statutory body or a constitutional body. Next is related to NDRF, that is National Disaster Response Fund. So both the funds, that is PMKS and PMNRF. What is PMNRF? It is Prime Minister's National Relief Fund. So both these funds are outside the purview of RTI. So recently someone filed a petition in Supreme Court that why not allow individuals and organizations to donate directly to NDRF. So Supreme Court sought a response from the central government, and now the Finance Ministry gave approval to this proposal, and now individuals and institutions can directly contribute to NDRF. What is NDRF? It is a statutory body, and this was set up as per the provisions of DM Act. What is DM? It is Disaster Management Act. So as per the provisions of Disaster Management Act, Section 46 provides for this NDRF. Disaster Management Act was passed in 2005. Next is related to tariff exemption. So now China is trying to ensure economic diplomacy in our neighborhood. So China has announced tariff exemption for 97% of exports from Bangladesh. Now that means the goods and items which has been imported by China from Bangladesh, they will be exempted from tariff by China. So this is an example of economic diplomacy. Why so? Because Bangladesh imports goods worth $15 billion. On the other hand, it exports to China very less. It is important to note that Bangladesh receive tariff exemptions under APTA. What is APTA? It is Asia Pacific Trade Agreement. So this exemption which has been announced by China is something which is additional. Answer in comment box which countries are the part of this APTA. Next is Crisis Recovery Facility. So this Crisis Recovery Facility has been set up by AIIB. The headquarters of AIIB is in Beijing, and this facility has been set up to provide financing to the public and private sector entities to recover from the serious impacts of COVID-19. Next is EAG Plenary Meeting. So this EAG is European Group on Combating Money Laundering and Financing on Terrorism. And recently it was in news because Indian officials attended the 32nd meeting of this EAG, and it is a regional body which was set up in 2004, and it is an associate member. That means this EAG is an associate member of FATF. What is FATF? It is Financial Action Task Force, and FATF is an initiative of G7. Next is India Ideas Summit. So the 45th annual summit of USIBC is going to be organized this year. What is USIBC? It is United States India Business Council. So this USIBC summit will be organized with India Ideas Summit, and this summit will be organized virtually in the month of July. Next is CIL AIM partnership. What is CIL? It is Coal India Limited. What is AIM? It is Atal Innovation Mission. So both these organizations decided to collaborate. Now this Atal Innovation Mission is an initiative of Niti Aayog. Next is Rajiv Gandhi Stadium. So this stadium is in Mizoram in Aizawl, and recently this was in news because this stadium will be upgraded under the Khelo India scheme, and now it will be upgraded as KISCE. What is KISCE? It is Khelo India State Center of Excellence. So recently 8 such centers were announced by the Sports Ministry. Next is related to formal employment in our country. So recently this data was revealed by EPFO, that is Employment Provident Fund Organization. It is under Labour Ministry. So as per this data, the formal employment in our country grew by 28.6% in this year. Next is Kadambi Srikanth. So recently Kadambi Srikanth was in news because of recommendation by BAI for Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award. What is BAI? It is Badminton Association of India. Next is Mukesh Ambani. So recently he was in news because now he is in the club of world's top 10 richest people as per the Forbes list. Mukesh Ambani owns 42% of RIL, that is Reliance Industries Limited, and recently this company was in news as it declared itself as net debt free. Next is herbal infusion technology. So recently researchers of IIT Mandi developed this herbal infusion technology, and with the help of this technology, the farmers will have additional source of income. Next is JSW Cement. So recently it was in news because Saurav Ganguly and Sunil Chetri has been appointed as the brand ambassador of this JSW Cement. Next is the room where it happened. So it is a book by former NSA of USA. NSA stands for National Security Advisor. So this is a book by John Bolton. So recently this book was in news because of various serious allegations by John Bolton on Trump administration. And last news is related to Sushant Singh Rajput. So recently Instagram memorialized his account and therefore he became the first Bollywood actor to have such account. What is the meaning of memorialized account? It means now this account will be preserved forever and no changes will be allowed to this account. So the fans can just see the pictures posted by the actor before his death. So that was all for the day. Now homework for you. So first is what is JCPOA. Second homework is what is Uyghur Bill. And third homework is CDSCO. So it is related to drug sector. So please read about these. Thank you.